We've heard it's a real hostile environment, but that it's a great place to play a football game. So we're excited about this week. I mean, this is going to be the best team that we've played so far, and we're looking forward to the opportunity to play them.
This is the Crimson Tide Show. The Crimson Tide Show is brought to you in winning tradition by Grady Automotive, celebrating over 50 years of sales, service, and tradition along the Gulf Coast. And Alltel Communications. Alltel, the power to simplify.
Hello again, everyone, and welcome to the Crimson Tide Show. I'm Chuck Floyd, and joining me as always, my good friend and 1992 national champion, Vic Lockett. Welcome, Vic.
Thank you, Chuck. I'm glad to be here, and I'm especially glad we're back to winning in Tuscaloosa.
You got that right, and that's just what the Tide is doing. That's 2 in a row, you know, including the win against the Arkansas Razorbacks. We were up in Tuscaloosa for that big win. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of the highlights.
After an unscheduled off week, the football world got back to business. The Arkansas Razorbacks would make the trip to Tuscaloosa on a beautiful day for patriotism and football. The Razorbacks have dominated this series over the past few years and would get the early jump on the Tide in the 2001 tussle as well. In the first quarter, Tide fullback Marvin Brown busted through the middle of the Hogs' defensive line, only to have the ball knocked loose and recovered by Arkansas. The Razorbacks would drive 32 yards in 7 plays, only to call on Brennan O'Donohoe to kick a 22-yard field goal as the Hogs would get on the board first. But the Crimson Tide would respond. A sustained drive capped with an 11-yard touchdown run by Ahmad Galloway would give the Tide the lead. But it would be the Alabama defense that would star in this game. In the second quarter, Reggie Miles picked up Cedric Kopp's fumble before bolting to the end zone 42 yards away. But there would be more for Carl Torbush's squad. Swarming tackling and 7 sacks would keep the Hogs struggling all afternoon. Arkansas would get close again late in the second quarter as Brandon Holmes found pay dirt from the 1, and the half would end with the Tide holding a slim 14-10 advantage. But that would be as good as it would get for the Razorbacks. Neil Thomas connected from 36 yards out, and Tyler Watts would hit Freddie Millens for a 39-yard touchdown pass in the third quarter, extending the Bama lead to 14. The Bama defense would continue to keep the Arkansas quarterbacks off balance. Starter Ryan Sorahan had to leave in the third quarter with a bruised back, and his subs would find the going just as tough. 4 turnovers by the Hogs, including a 60-yard interception return by Thurman Ward late in the fourth quarter, would seal the fate of Arkansas. Coach Dennis Franchione would get his second victory, and the Crimson Tide would take sole possession of first place in the SEC's Western Division.
Well, being a defensive player, you got to know I enjoy watching the defense score touchdowns, Chuck.
Oh, you got that right. It is very exciting when the defense scores touchdowns. Let's hope they can keep it up.